All right. Well, while he's adjusting, I'm going to do this unboxing. I usually would make a video for this, but I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to do an unboxing, maybe my initial comments about this whole thing, and reasons for switching from Android to iOS. And then, let me know if you like this format in the comments, because this is probably going to be released after it's recorded. Do you care about privacy? Are you considering a switch? Let me know in the comments below. There has been an article that was, released today or yesterday, right? They had that whole event. Let's see here. They had this whole event with the new Macs, and apparently nobody could access their apps anymore because Apple was caught sending IP addresses, location, and all that stuff as part of like a verification process that they have to track like where, when you open up your apps. There's this article all about it, and the same thing applies to your phone. Even so, even knowing that, I am still going to switch over to an iPhone mini. But first, before we get into that, I will be giving away this Mojo 60 Ember keyboard. Wrong way. It's really pretty. So subscribe, stay tuned. I will do a full review. I'll probably put out another video, and then I'll make an announcement on when I'm gonna give this away. It's pretty clutch. It's a real nice one. Hey, thanks, man. Some weird Japanese pop. I'm digging it. Okay, so now listen, if you don't stick with me and we end up, you're watching this after it's already been recorded, the main takeaway on the surface, the ecosystem, the iOS ecosystem aside, and privacy aside, blah, 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 I'm going to be strictly talking really about hardware. That's why I'm making the switch. I already feel like it's going to be kind of a downgrade, but really after this, I feel like I'm going to have the best of both worlds. I already have a OnePlus. This thing's awesome. It's got a 90 hertz display. It has great battery life. It charges stupid quick. It's, Oxygen OS is ridiculously fast. It's just an amazing phone. The display is great. There are a lot of gripes to it though. Like, before I get into that though, let's just do this. I'm really excited, so I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna unbox the crap out of this with this gigantic knife. All right. It's kind of, because it'd be kind of boring to have me talk about Android, and I want to see the phone, man. I'm excited. AF. Okay, it comes in this. It's like crooked. Oh, we don't. Oh, I get it. It's one of these new clever packaging situations. These things are cool, man. Like, whoever engineered this is brilliant, because it enables you to kind of reuse the box. I see what happened there. Jesus. Okay, this is it. It is thinner because there is no fucking charger. I had to order it separately. It's right here. That's the 20-watt charger, USB-C. Another reason I freaking hate the Apple ecosystem. But listen, I'm gonna get to my reasons later because I want to, I want to see the device, man. I'm freaking excited. I'm freaking excited. Okay, so we'll put this aside. I also got the hockey puck, so it comes. You could order like the MagSafe, and it sticks to the back of the phone with a magnet. I don't know how practical that is. It kind of defeats the purpose of wireless charging, where you like set your device down, and then when you're ready to go, you pick it up and you just kind of like take off with it. With the MagSafe, you're gonna have to pick it up and then rip it off because it's magnetized and it just sticks to the back. All right, let's get on with it. Okay. I like this is great. This like easy. Wow. I don't even need the knife anymore. Damn. I really like that though. That's clever. They should have been doing that forever. This is cool. It just kind of unwraps itself. You pull the tab. Japanese people have been doing that for decades. Thank you, Apple, for finally catching up. All right. So I'm just going to switch views a little bit. So, whoop. And I'll switch back. This is super ghetto. God damn it. Ghetto cam off. All right. There it is. Oh, man. It does look nice. I really don't like this, like, section right here. There's something about the, like, symmetry here that I really, really like, the gold trim. And this just seems kind of out of place. It's like it was stuck on there, taped on there or whatever. I don't really like that. All right, and they got another tab. Okay, lets you know where the power button is. That's great. This thing is light. Oh my God. Hold on. Let's just get this. I don't know if you can hear that. Whatever. All right, there it is. It's freaking light. It's already getting all my fingerprints on it. Oh my God. So this is why. This is ultimately why I bought this phone. Because it fits in my goddamn hand. If I go to this Android device, it's a freaking OnePlus. If I go to this, if you could see, like the fat from my hands sometimes get on these like curved edges here, and it ends up making mistaps. End up accidentally, like I'll be scrolling and it'll just accidentally tap like a link or something. And I can't, like when I text, I always have to like put my pinky down here and, do this, and otherwise it's top heavy. Because I can't, if I just hold it like this, it's really awkward to get all the way down. And I can't hold it like that because it'll just fall out of my hand. This feels amazing. I was always a fan of these flat edges on iPhone 5S. This iPhone 12 mini is supposedly everything that the iPhone 12 Pro and iMax and the regular iPhone 12 is, except smaller. So you get smaller battery life. You get, maybe one of the cameras missing. The notch is supposed to be slightly smaller. But I mean, listen, it's clearly a downgrade, right? 90 hertz display, 60 hertz display, full screen display, AMOLED. You still have the notch. But, when you compare this to any of the iPhone lineups, I think this is the only one worth even considering, because why would you get a bigger iPhone why would I get a bigger iPhone, I should say, when I'm perfectly comfortable with Android, and Android makes the best screens, large form factor phones, in my opinion. That said, you know, there are different approaches to selling these phones. You know, the Android is made by Google, so you're sending all your data to Google. I'm going to keep this phone. I'm going to install a custom ROM onto it, so that this would be mostly my private phone and like my backup phone, and then this would be what I'm choosing to keep public. Because with iPhone you don't get privacy. You should know that for sure. They've done. I'm just gonna boot it up. I guess I'll boot it up. This is the power button. I guess it doesn't come with power. There it goes. They finally got an OLED display on this. I can't. Anyways. This is the first small form factor phone. Like, you can't get a small form factor phone on Android. And it's the first one I've seen where they've really utilized the entire space. You know, I was considering the iPhone SE, but it's you know, it's still old. I still really like the form factor, and it's small. All right, let's just go down the list here. Look, at the end of the day, it's a very nice compact phone. It's very, very delicate. These things, iPhones have always been very, very delicate. You drop this thing off your table, you're probably going to crack a screen. I don't care about their like ceramic, whatever marketing bullshit that they put out. Let's see. I mean, really, I'm planning to make this a dumb phone as close as I can. Like, I'm not going to install many apps on it. Kind of, you know. What? I mean, at the end of the day, I still need to participate easily for work and daily living. And so this is kind of like the happy medium, right? I really wanted to reduce my like internet impact. And so the difference between these phones is like, iPhone will not protect you from Apple, right? Or governments. But it will protect you at least a little bit from advertisers and third parties getting the bulk of your information. Whereas like on an Android, it's going to broadcast everything you possibly have over to advertisers and over to third parties. And that's something I need to get away from. Google needs your data, whereas Apple kind of doesn't. You know, they can just upcharge. So you basically have to pay for privacy. But it will always have a backdoor for governments. Like, I mean, they are always going to be collecting your data, but at the end of the day, you can. Right now, they're choosing not to send it over to advertisers, but that could change in the future at any point in time. All right, so here are some downgrades that I just want to point out. The battery life, it's obviously smaller. It's going to charge slower. I freaking love fast charging with this phone, and I'm going to totally miss it. But it's a sacrifice for the form factor and the fact that it's like a compromise for my privacy with advertisers and third parties. Screen is smaller, but that's not necessarily a big deal because again, this is for one particular use case, for me at least. I mentioned the 60 hertz versus 90. And I discovered something, right? So like I had always really played with iPhones, right? And I'm like, this is a 60 hertz display, but it still feels really snappy. Like, and I discovered how they do it. Like, I mean, it feels snappy and smooth, I should say, right? Even though it's a 60 hertz display. And I think that's because they have all sorts of different animations that blur out. So they blur out the image or fade away the image. And so it makes the appearance that the transition is smoother, even though it's technically not. I mean, on scrolling, you can definitely see the 60 hertz implementation. But oh my God, just one hand, not straining my fingers. It's really light. I'm really happy about that. I mean, I'm going to enjoy this phone alone on that. Apparently, the notch also here is smaller than any of the other iPhones, so that's a nice thing. Man, I've just always loved Apple hardware. I had a friend tell me that, you know, you're not paying for the hardware, man. You should get a case because, like, it doesn't matter what color you get. I got the black. It doesn't matter what color you get because you're going to put a case on it. And I was like, well, I didn't buy an iPhone to put a case on it. It's freaking pretty. Because if people buy iPhone for the software, I just think that's a lack of not knowing what your options are. Because Oxygen OS does a great job on its own. You know, you get all sorts of different features here. It's super snappy. So there's no reason. It's really easy to use. So like I you know, it's the easiest one besides Android stock, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna try it out. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video. But at the end of the day, again, my telemetry data is going to be sent through this thing. Not in the same way as Google. But I think I'll really have the best of both worlds. I'll have like a completely private phone after I install a new ROM. I'll have a public phone, which I pick and choose what apps I want to put on here. Google will not be going on that phone. And I mean, the other thing, what? Look, this is going to be a pain in the ass because all the stupid overpriced accessories that probably should have come with the phone to begin with, the fact that like I need to buy like a case. I don't need to buy a case. I'm not going to buy a case, but the fact that like it's just you tap it and it breaks pisses me off. Let's see this charger. Anyways, whatever. I'm gonna have the best of both worlds. Got a nice big Android that's gonna be private, and this one's gonna be public. This is gonna have a new custom ROM I'm gonna put in a Faraday bag when I'm not using it. It really is nice. It is a fingerprint magnet though. All right. That's it. That's all I have. Yeah, man, it is small. I could just say that it feels really nice in my hand, man. It pales in comparison to this phone in terms of the feeling in my hand. I just feel like it'll be extremely practical. I wish Android had some kind of equivalent to this, but they don't. Yeah, the OnePlus 7 Pro this is the OnePlus 7 Pro. It does feel really big. It feels ridiculously big. And that's like the main reason, man. I'm like tired of it. Also, I need to get away from Google.